Does it take any effort for this moment to arise? Does this moment require effort? Does it require effort to see, hear, feel? We can get caught in trying to stabilize, to abide in, to rest in awareness, consciousness, true nature. But it's almost the mind trying to fabricate some sort of state or experience. Because there's a subtle piece there. Oh, when I get really aware and focused, it's peaceful, and then I lose it. I lose awareness. I lose consciousness. Become unmindful. But what if that's just a mind trick, an ego game that keeps awakening something that you keep chasing and trying to maintain, and that there is someone there who needs to maintain and abide in or abide as. And this is how the mind conjures up some sort of hamster wheel. And it can feel safe, like there's safety in having a ground, in something to abide in. But you'll notice as you continue to try to abide that it's not stable. It doesn't stabilize. Because from what I can see, it's a movement away from not having a ground. It's the identity's been seen through. But now there's this game to recreate a ground, a foundation. But what are you without anywhere to land? When you notice that reality is effortlessly arising, what's there to rest in, rest as? And notice that resting, abiding, maintaining, they're just thoughts. They're just a story. They don't have a true meaning, even though, yes, when I do this, it feels like I'm maintaining, and that there's an experience with the story. But is it taking any effort for you to see right now? Can you get away from this moment? What are you actually abiding in? Some idea? Resting in some just thought? Because it becomes a peaceful but still a subtle landing. And yeah, there's a freedom in not landing anywhere, not maintaining, not abiding, though it could maybe feel destabilizing. Or there can be a restless tension maybe arising. And just notice whatever the mind is trying to stabilize in is inherently empty or fleeting. It arises as a sensation and then it passes. but all within this experience of this field. It's just really, I'm seeing more and more, it's just dropping all views. And then even that view, that you have to drop all views. Views will arise, experiences will arise. When there's no way things need to be, there's a freedom. My day-to-day, call it experience, fluctuates a lot. There's moments where I'm very in my head and I'm thinking and I'm even foggy minded. And moments of, call it interconnectedness, feeling oneness, peace. And pretty much anything in between, right? Sometimes leanings towards emptiness, sometimes towards aliveness, sometimes towards sometimes frustration and stagnation and restlessness. But what starts to change as we keep seeing that we can't find anything other than this moment, that everything is deeply okay. And the preference between wanting to just be in oneness, blissful oneness, and not wanting to be in and feeling foggy-headed and mind-identified and stagnant, is that preference starts to wind down. That one state isn't higher than the lower. But they're all deeply okay. They're not a problem. We think freedom is maintaining peaceful states and being able to just abide in that permanently. But the true freedom is not minding which state is arising. They're equally unique, different expressions of this awake moment. Neither more higher or lower than the less. And sure, I'll admit it, it's nicer when there's more flow, when the presence is heightened, or there's a lot of stillness. But when it's not there, that can be deeply okay too, and carry its own sort of sweetness to it. But if you want to get away from peace, saying reality should be one way and shouldn't be the other, is that's exactly how you get away from maybe not even peace, but acceptance. Or freedom. And as that preference dissolves, as there's a deep okayness with your experience, that sort of extremes can flatten out. And it's such a we make so many assumptions. It's like with the information and how everything is perceived. I think people, or so I talk about myself, call it awakening, or enlightenment, even though these ideas don't even make sense when everything is already the case. But for the sake of this conversation, we imagine, supreme blissful equanimity permanently. But behind the scenes, for a lot of teachers, I can't speak for all, it's not always the case. I watched an interview with Shinzen Young, who's like a kind of awakening teacher, and he talked about his experience, and and he put it into words very well. He's pretty much said what I said before. He said that they experience anything from, he said, someone who's never meditated to oneness, but he didn't mind which state. And I was like, that's a great way to put it, and a very honest way to put it. And it's that not needing this moment to be more than it is. Seems to be, I don't know, a big part of letting go of suffering. And allowing yourself to go with it, whatever is arising. Allowing this moment to be as it is, and not restricting yourself to having to be still and silent and maybe there were teachers back in the day who were in like some mega state, but quote unquote state of stillness, peace, all that. But I think you only get to there from a place of not needing to get there, not seeking, not minding what state you're in, what's arising. Busy mind, no mind, quiet mind. It's all the one mind. And if it's disappointing, this moment, ask, what's this moment without it needing to be more? Without the story that it should be crazy and blissful and all this. What if you'd completely dropped the story of this moment not being enough? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.